Lori, Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Craftin. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, coming to you from a very cold Wisconsin in the United States. And it is 11:59 p.m. on Saturday, December 13th, and we don't even have to pretend. So, welcome. Let me get my devices set up so that I can watch for comments. One's ready. And the second one is ready. Very good. So let's do a couple of just quick announcements. Fifi, hello. 2 nights in a row. What's up with that? How's your week been? Did you have a good Saturday? The gang? The gang is coming? Like from Juju's? Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't go there. We have my granddaughter today, so we've been busy shopping and eating and shopping and eating. Lots of all those things. So, oh, I see a few more people popping on here. So very good. I will have to catch Juju on the replay. Christmas? No, I am not ready for Christmas. I was trying to put something up every day, but that kind of ended after a couple of days. We do not have our tree up yet. Maybe my granddaughter and I will get to that tomorrow. I was supposed to have, hi Bonnie. Hey Juju. I was supposed to have a class here tomorrow, but right now it's about 6 degrees. With the wind chill, it's even colder. So let me just move that a little bit. With the wind chill, it's colder. It's pretty windy. And one of the gals feels like she's coming down with something. So rather than share it, we're going to postpone. We'll do it another time. All right, Bonnie. Oh, you're crocheting. That's cool. I have an Afghan started that I started literally years ago. I have it in a bin upstairs, but it's all kinds of pieces that I have to crochet together too. But I really, really liked the pattern. It's for my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and his wife. So one of these days I will pull it out. We'll see. Welcome back, Juju. Create Relate 24. Oh, you're coming over from Juju's live. Well, thank you. You subscribed. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't recognize that you've been here before. Macman might still be listening in. I'm not sure. So, Create and Relate 24. What is your first name? I will try to remember. And where are you from? Besides from Juju's live. Fifi, let me know, folks, we're going to be coming on. So you're Stacy in the UK. Well, welcome, Stacy in the UK. What time is it by you? Are you about like 7 or 8 a.m.? I was thinking you were like 7 or 8 hours ahead of us. It's just midnight where I am in Wisconsin in the US. I was thinking the UK was 6 a.m. All right, so you're just 6 hours ahead. Sleep is overrated, Stacy. So you're plus 6 hours from us. Very good. I will try to remember that. I'll probably ask you again. Well, I understand why you can't stay long if you need to get some sleep. I get it. Junk Journal Joanne, thank you so much. Oh, you're from Frozen, Wisconsin too? Whereabouts in Wisconsin? You don't have to give me your address or anything. Hopefully you'll hit that subscribe button even if you don't like my jam. Stacy, that's funny. All right, so we've got, where did it go? Junk Journal Joanne. Oh, you just subscribed. Thank you so much. Junk Journal Joanne. Now, a couple of you new gals, do you do videos like Juju or like April, depending on what you call her? So you're near Hudson. Okay, that's north of me. I'm in the armpit of Wisconsin, the southeastern, just below Milwaukee County. How cold is it up by you? Oh, thank you so much, Stacy. That does help. I do have over 4,000 watch hours, so we're doing good with that. I just need my 1,000 people. And Juju was talking about that with a different Lori that does junk journaling. Juju, I forgot what she was. I know she was looking for her 1,000 and she got it, so good for her. Well, Stacy, thanks for hopping on. I appreciate that. Get some sleep. Get some good sleep. Stacy does quilling. It's bad you know what you got. Oh, I got to go see it? Okay. Well, you'll have to let me know. I'm interested in quilling, actually. I don't have all the tools, but I'm thinking, you know, I could probably do it with like tweezers or something. So actually, our granddaughter did a little quilling thing. I might have mentioned it. She did a little quilling thing at school. Thanks, Juju. That would be nice. And then we'll work on yours too, because I think you're, what, like maybe 100 people behind me? I think you're in the 700s, right? You will not be doing quilling? Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, but our granddaughter did a little, it was like a little rosette on a little green leaf, and it was really cute. Well, if we can all help each other get there, that's the big thing. So, all right, my quick announcements are going to be super quick tonight. Mini catalog goes live January 6th. So much fun stuff in here. I keep seeing things and it's like, I got to stop ordering things, right? But it's kind of fun to get deliveries, you know, every few days. And free shipping was kind of fun. I think I put in 2 orders during free shipping. I try not to do that because I know they're getting a lot of orders and I don't want to back them up, but oh well. Bonnie, you've got 1107 today. Good for you. Good for you. And you haven't been doing any new videos for a bit still. Are you doing anything yet? Yeah, Juju, yours is coming. Yeah, well, that's cool. So anyway, I cannot show you the inside of the catalog. If you are demonstrators, you have access to this both online, and if you haven't claimed your complimentary copy, make sure you go in and claim it so that you can get the paper copy. I just like having the paper because sometimes it's nice to just have the book open and see something that we're going to copy. I didn't get the sample from today out of the catalog. It was just from a leftover that we had yesterday. New store link for those of you who are not demonstrators. So you want to make sure that you always order from yourself. But if you're not a demonstrator and you don't want to join because you don't want to worry about doing all of the things, that's fine. You can just be a hobbyist too. But my store is latenightLori.stampinup.net. So that is relatively new. December 1st, I changed the name of my site, but all the content should be there. And one of these days when things slow down, I'll get some more projects and shopping carts and stuff on there so you know exactly what I use for each of the projects. The Cool Kids Club is the product of the month. How many have ordered the paper? Mine is supposed to be here on Monday. So I haven't heard an update with how many have ordered this, but a few days ago it was like 10,000. So did you receive yours yet, Fifi, or is it en route? Oh, yours came yesterday. Is it as pretty as I hope it's going to be? It's Night of Navy, and Balmy Blue. So a few nights ago, we cased this layout. I'll case some of these others. I thought that shirt was kind of cute too, but we'll see. I'll get to those one of these days. But Sarah Douglas, oh, it's prettier than you thought it. Oh, that's always a good thing. But I think that's how all the paper is. I think it's always prettier than what I saw in the catalog or online. So with that product of the month, let me go back to that, because those of you that don't know, if you have a qualifying order, if you place a qualifying order, which in the United States is $75 before tax and shipping, you can opt to get the product of the month. This month it happens to be paper. Next month it could be something totally different, but you can add that to your cart for just $5. You are limited to one. All right, so you can only get one December. You can get one January. You can get one February, et cetera, et cetera. But if you don't, thanks for stopping by, Joanne. I appreciate it. Come back and join us sometime. Yes, and stay warm or cool wherever you are. I know some of our Aussie people are very hot right now. Oh, Yuda, I don't think I saw you come on. Welcome. What was I saying here? Oh, so let's say you don't order December because you've been too busy doing Christmas shopping and you didn't want to place an order. If you go to January, if they still have any left, you can place your qualifying order and opt in to get this product of the month. But if you want the January also, you have to place a separate $75 order. You can't combine them on one order because the system only knows how to award one product of the month. All right. So don't confuse the system because it'll shut you down. Virtual card retreat. I am doing this. Anybody local to me, I'm planning on having a watch party on January 22nd and 23rd. This will run for 7 hours-ish from 2 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So for me, it'll be 3 to 10. And yes, I will still have a watch party because I'm a late night person. So anybody that wants to come and go during that time who's local to me is welcome to do so. You can order the kit from me. If you need more information on that, let me know. But there are going to be 15 advanced projects. It looks like they are all cards. It is, because it's a virtual card retreat. Of course, Lori. Duh. And then Stampin' Up! Has told us what else we'll need, like our inks, sponge daubers, blending brushes. So they're going to go over some different techniques and give us some tips and whatnot. So I am looking forward to that. And now here we are. I'm a no spend January, Bonnie. Okay. Recoup from December. Yeah. Fifi asked me before if I'm ready for Christmas. I am not. We did some more Christmas shopping today though. So there's that. And we did send some Italian food treat baskets to my husband's siblings, because none of them are super local to us. 2 are in Arizona, one's in another city, but not far from us. So we just sent those off. I sent them to my kids. And then we did some more Christmas shopping. So I don't have hardly any decorations up. I do have a wreath and some lighted snowmen out on the front porch. So there's that. Anybody else ready for Christmas? For those that celebrate. Oh, and hopefully everybody had a good Saturday. So here are the 2 cards we did last night. No, you're not ready for it. You have other things on your mind though, because you are one day closer to getting your son. So, Fifi, why am I not surprised that you're ready? Oh, well, you don't do a lot. That's okay. If you're ready, you're ready, you know? I always say I'm going to get ready ahead of time. You have got to be so happy, Juju. All right, so these are the cards we did last night. This one was cased out of the catalog. This was not. There's some texture on here with the embossing folder that came with this suite of products. And this is kind of similar to the project in the catalog, except that I didn't have the red and white striped twine. So I think that's on order now. But this one, I put that little frame on the inside. I did finally get that glued when my glue dollops on the front set enough so that I could put those little hearts on. And like I told you last night, it worked really well to let that glue cure a little bit. Oh, Christmas crack. I'm guessing that's sugar cookies for tomorrow. That sounds delicious. All right. And then this was the one from night before last. So tonight, I'm just going to move those over to the side. I'm not going to go through all of these papers, but this is the love notes. I think I'm going to end up using a lot of these because these are just so flipping cute. Your daughter at her work, they're already asking where the treats are. That's awesome. What's in it? Is it like a trail mix sort of thing, or what is it? Because I've heard of some other like mixes that people call crack because it's just so good. You keep eating and eating and eating. So anyway, I'm not going to show all of these papers. I've shown them before. Take your quickie glance. They're fun. So what we're going to do is we are going to use this piece, but the back. You've been good this week, but you have apparently been on a weight loss journey. You're like a few pounds from your goal. No, oh, saltines. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I think I need to find that. I think I might have that recipe, but that sounds divine. So we're going to use this side that we cut an arch out for which card? This card, I think. Yes, this one. We cut the arch for this, and then we were left with the framing, the outside. So we're going to use that scrap, and then we're going to use this one. But guess what, Juju? I'm going to fussy cuss. I'm going to fussy cuss these flowers because I want to. And then we're going to use this piece here. So I'm going to use all of this, well, except for the framing of the flower. But I'm going to use all of this leftover. Oh yeah, it's cute. It's actually in two places. I think it's on page 17 in the catalog, if I'm not mistaken. And then it's near the back of the catalog. Or a similar paper rather. I think the 6x6 is on page 17, but there's a similar 12x12 that's in the scrapbooking section near the back of the catalog. I thought Juju was. Yes. Okay. So I need some of that to rub off on me because I really need to drop a few pounds. So I always tell myself I'm going to, but you know, I couldn't get into my treadmill because we have all kinds of things stored from my parents' house that they were in for 62 years that hasn't been cleared out. So we cleared out a part of it so I could get to the treadmill if I could climb over a couple things. So that's my excuse. We'll get it one of these days. So those are the pieces I'm going to use for this. And then let me show you what else we've got. We're going to make a shaker card. You might be bored. You've been working on it for 2 years. Slow and steady wins the race. Good for you, Fifi. Oh my gosh, Bonnie, that's a lot. You lost more than a pound for every year you've been alive. So you gained 10 back, so you're just dieting again. That is excellent. I have been at my same weight for like 4 years, and I go up and down a couple of pounds. But I think it kind of, it's just crept up slowly up until about 4 years ago. So sometimes I think I'm just supposed to be at this weight. So who knows? Because I try to lose and nothing really happens. I might go down a little bit. Well, that's awesome, Bonnie. I know one other gal that does Weight Watchers, and she goes up and down like a yo-yo. I don't know if we can count the plus and the minus and the plus and the minus. For me, I would go with the gross and the net because being too far overweight is probably not the best for us, right? So anyway, we are going to use a garden green card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I did 2 of these so that I only had to score once and cut once. That's still awesome. Either way, it's awesome. I had lost a dozen pounds a while back. 2019-ish. I was down like a dozen and I felt really good. And then just slowly it crept on until about 2021 maybe. And that was like through COVID. And my parents moved in and I think it's just been all that stress. I did retire, which I thought would make things better, but my little devices here tell me that I have stress throughout the day. So I have to get in tune with my feelings and try to reduce my stress. All right, so I think I've scored that enough. It's not going to do any flatter. So here is the inside piece of here that I'm going to use. So I just trimmed it down to about the width I thought I needed. And I'm not going to do anything else with this. Yes, there's some things on here. I don't care. I want it for the stability of the pieces that I'm going to put on here. I have never heard of anybody that's done Jenny Craig. So you want to make sure you lost with the way you ate. Yeah. It's got to fit with your lifestyle, right? And it just is kind of habits. I did Noom for a while. And I really had good results from that. And that was probably when I lost that weight, like in 2019. Doesn't seem like it's been that long, but time flies, you know. Whenever it was, I lost a fair amount of weight with that. And it was very responsible weight loss because it wasn't fast. And it was more kind of your eating habits. You know, don't eat late in the day and put your fork down between your bites and, you know, some of those sorts of things. But then when I got to the end of the program, I hadn't quite gotten to my goal. I was close. I think I was like within five pounds or so of my goal, 5 or 6 pounds. Then you could extend it. So I did. I think they let me extend it for like 3 months for free or something. And I did. And all they did was give me the same content over. So I wasn't really learning or reviewing anything new. It was just all the old stuff. And it, you know, it's like, yeah, I know this. I know this stuff. So measure out your food. Don't eat chips out of the bag, that sort of thing. So yeah. So then we're also going to use this piece. Now you can see how that covered up some of those little scallops down there that I don't really want. I didn't care if they showed, but I don't need them. So I just trimmed this one down to be like a normal layer size for us because I liked the border. Hello, Robert. Welcome. You're into the weight loss session today. You know, we get some interesting conversations going here sometimes. Sometimes we're talking about medical things and chicken autopsies or necropsy. Is that what we call chicken? I don't know. And then I cut another arch piece using 2 of the dies nested together. I've never seen Jenny Craig either. So we're going to put that on there. And then we're going to put this on the front. So it's kind of like a window box sort of thing. That's what's in my head. But we're going to make this into a shaker card first. So first things first, let's go ahead and put our window sheet on the back of here. I do have to trim it down a little bit because it's about 1/4 inch too big. I have not seen Sallow lately. She was here a few days ago. I think it was a few days now. Her birthday was on the 5th. Maybe she showed up about the 8th or the 9th. It doesn't seem like it's been that long ago, but it was several days after her birthday. I know she did have a couple of, not events, but commitments. You saw her yesterday, Juju? Good. She had a couple of, like, online things that she was involved in. I don't know what you guys call them. If for us, they call it like a blog hop, but I don't know what they call it where she's at in Finland or whatever group she's with. All right, so here's my window sheet that's going to go on the back of our arch. But this is from an old stamp set, so I want to make sure that I clean this off. So we're just going to do a little alcohol swab on here and clean off that residue. You probably couldn't see it. I could. And we'll get rid of that little adhesive that's on my glass mat. And it probably wouldn't show in my window card, but I don't want to risk it, you know? There's a little bit more glue there. Now we'll let that dry. And I'm just going to clean off my table over here too, because I got some non-compliant glue spots. And then I see more here. I don't want to waste my alcohol swab, right? My little piece here. All right, we're almost there. All right, let me just rinse my fingers quick because my fingers are dry enough without alcohol all over them. I am very lucky to have a sink in my studio space, so I don't have to go far. Now I just need a refrigerator and a bathroom. That would be cool. All right, but the room's not big enough. It'll never happen. All right, so this we're going to go ahead and put on, and I'm going to just put some tear and tape around the edges of here. And everybody probably knows how to do shaker cards. I just thought we would use that arch in kind of a traditional way because it just looked, it screamed shaker card to me. Because we're going to put our window sheet on here. And we're going to put our foam pieces on here. Now, I do like to burnish my tear and tape onto my paper. Just to kind of force that adherence or the compliance. Phone. Oh, I should probably plug mine in too. You probably have a phone call, but I'm thinking I should probably plug this in. I know I was under 50%. So if we get an elongated picture, that might be why. All right, that's back up there. All right, so I think I burnished all those edges. So let's go ahead and peel off the backing pieces here. Robert, what did you bake today? And you keep coming back, so you must like hanging out with the crafty chicks. All right. So this we'll just put right on there. I think I got that pretty flat. Nice. And then this, we're going to glue on here. Hello, Tanya. We're shaking up some Love Notes paper. if I can get my glue to work. So the arch piece is left over from yesterday. We're going to do a little fussy cutting or fussy cussing because this one's got some detail to it, so it'll be a challenge of my patience or a demonstration of my patience or something. I don't know. All right. So this little piece is just going to help us. I think I'm going to go like this. This is just going to help us camouflage our adhesive strips. Now I'm going to flip this over and just, well, come on, hang on there. I'm going to flip this over and center it a little bit. I guess that actually was pretty centered. You're busy lurking in Disneyland? Is your family with you? Do you go there alone? What's your favorite part? I'm going to let that sit. Let's put some, oh, I need to find my adhesive strips. I took them to a class the other day. There we go. And we're just going to go ahead and put our adhesive strips kind of right around those edges. And I'm just going to use some of these longer ones, and I think it'll work. And I'll just trim some of this off here. I really like these adhesive strips. They're narrow, which is nice. And I guess I'm just going to fight with this backing piece until it complies. There we go. So tomorrow, since I don't have a class, I'm going to help my granddaughter make some gingerbread guys. We're gonna we're gonna cut holes in the hands, and we're gonna put candy canes through them for her classmates. And when I told her what I had in mind, she's like, "Oh, Grandma, that's perfect because that'll go in their stockings because we each have a stocking at school." So she was really excited. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. And then she also wants to make an ornament for her teacher. So I have a little Ferrero Rocher knit, oh, I didn't want to take that off, knit cap that we made last year. And I still have some of the supplies handy. You do it with like a toilet paper roll that you cut down to like 1 inch, and then you just loop the things around, the yarn around. It's a good way for me to use up some of my old yarn, some of my old Christmas yarn where I don't have enough to make a bigger project out of it. All right, so there's that, and I guess I gotta trim this one. All right. So this is going to go here. Now, the next thing that I want to do is, I don't want to have all of my shaker elements stuck down here if we can't see them. So I'm going to fussy cut this so that we can see where the flowers are going to sit. And then we're going to put another piece of adhesive strip here to keep them from being wasted where we can't see them. If it doesn't make sense now, it'll make more sense when we do it. Normally I try not to lift up my scissors or remove them, but that piece just hung me up there for a little bit. Oh, I've never had anybody tell me that they open, and I have some that I've saved as samples, and I've never had an issue. Interesting. I would be worried about the glue not working with the adhesive, but I suppose it wouldn't matter. These are newer snips, so they're really stiff. So I think maybe that's part of my problem with fussy cutting here. I should find one of my older pairs that are more broken in. Hello, Donna. Welcome. I was very focused on my fussy cutting, so sorry I missed you. I don't want to look up from my fussy cutting and accidentally snip something that shouldn't be snipped, right? We're getting there. We're over halfway. That's a good thing. Yeah, one of the gals on my team uses glue with her dimensionals as well. I know you call them pop dots, and a lot of people do, but I still call them dimensionals because that's what they were called when I joined. They must have maybe used to be called pop dots. I don't know. But she uses glue with her dimensionals as well. And I've only ever had problems with mine from like old kits, where I've had the kits for like from 2016, like really old ones. And then rather than put glue on them, I'm lazy. I just don't use them. I throw them away. Sorry. If anybody's gonna chastise me for throwing them away, let me know. Donna, you call them foam dots. No, I know, Bonnie, you do a bunch of different things. Foam tape, pop-up came to mind. Oh, got it. And those of you that do, you know, the junk journaling for sure, but I can see where you just need a variety of things from different companies to get the look you're going for, because one company doesn't have everything you need. I get it. All right, we're getting there. I know this is probably painful to watch me, sorry. These scissors, these snips are really stiff. I'm hoping Stampin' Up's going to come up with new ones since they got rid of these. Hello, Susan from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome. You call them poppy dots. All right. Poppy dots or pop dots? I don't know if that was autocorrect making it poppy. I do every once in a while call them pop dots just because I hear so many other people calling them that it kind of just happens. Okay, so you've been using, Donna, you've been exclusive to Stampin' Up! For the last 5. Yeah, when I joined Stampin' Up! And I saw the difference in the products, I stopped getting any stamping stuff from some of the big box stores because invariably the one stamp that I wanted out of a set would be flawed, or the colors wouldn't quite match, or the paper was super thin, or whatever. All right, so this is going to come here. And I think we're going to put that up just a little bit so we can see that frame all the way around. Isn't that cute? Or maybe I should say, isn't that pretty? Because I do think it's kind of pretty. Let's get this out of the way. I don't need this out here anymore. All right, so I think that's that. So what we're going to do, there's not a whole lot of space from where this comes across. It's only going to come up to like the second row of dots. But still, that's going to be over a 1/2 inch. Oh, I guess I do still need those strips. That's still going to be 1/2 inch where I don't need all of our little elements just hanging out, having their own little party. So let's do, I'm just going to cut this too big. All right, so if we go up to this row here, and I want to keep this covered for now. Let's go ahead and snip that off. Now, I decided I'm not going to do this as a Valentine's Day card because I just want to utilize this for any occasion, whether it's anniversary or birthday or whatever. So I don't think so far I've said Valentine's Day on any of the ones we've made with this. Yeah, and Bonnie, you make some really cool stuff. All right, so that's going to go there. This is going to go there. I just want to make sure that that wasn't going to show. So I'm going to go ahead and actually put some tear and tape on this to hold it where we want it. I am not a fan of putting glue on my window sheets just because it peels apart. You know, I've done an experiment with like window sheets for making a box top. Bonnie does have a channel. She's at Bonnie's Corner. Right, Bonnie? Bonnie's Corner, just like what your logo is or your handle is. She hasn't done a lot of new videos or maybe even any new videos, but she has some on there and some projects. She made like a big, what was that? It had a zipper. She did a bag that had a real zipper on it. What was that, Bonnie? And you did a house and all kinds of cool stuff. She sent me pictures. So we'll put that right about there. And that's going to stick really well to the window sheet. The tear and tape sticks really well. Seal might work as well, but I do not trust glue for that. All right, so I guess I should have stamped on here before I put all that tear and tape on the side, but this will still fit. All right, so, oh yeah, backpack, right. That was a backpack with the zipper. I thought that was so cool. It was a real zipper, like a real cloth zipper. It was cool. And then she sewed it. It was awesome. So this one just says, it's your day. So if I put this here, I just want to have it, and I'm going to stamp it right on the background. The sewing machine, that's what I was trying to think of. The VW bus, the camper. Oh, and you showed me the telephone too. I don't remember the China buffet. When I think of China buffet, I think of the Chinese food. My husband likes to go to the Chinese buffet. All right, so I think if we get this straight, that's probably going to be pretty good placement for that. Now, should we do this in cherry cobbler or should we do it in garden green for the words? I know I haven't really asked for much input tonight, but we were having such a good conversation. It just says, it's your day if you can't quite see that. And maybe I should zoom in a little bit here. So this little backing piece has polka dots on it. Hopefully you can see the polka dots. I don't know. Garden green. Garden green it is. That's the first comment I saw. Sorry, I should have probably zoomed that in earlier, huh? All right, garden green it is. Now, you will see that I have a very little stamp or a very little block for the very little stamp. And there's a good reason to use a block that's sized appropriately for your stamp. And I don't talk about this a whole lot, but the bigger your block and the smaller your stamp, the more likely you are to rock and roll and get ink on your block or on edges of your stamp where you don't really want it. All right, so you gave most of them to your friend Trina, Bonnie? She doesn't work on her channel, but she still has the video where I sent her stuff. Oh, Trina's Place. Okay, cool. All right, so I think I said right about here, right? So I'm looking at this dot right here. So hopefully, does that look straight? It's going down. It's hard for me to see without putting my head over there. I think that's straight. Hopefully. And I'm just going to hold it in place for a few seconds so all of that ink can get absorbed into the paper. I don't rock and roll, you know, I don't wiggle my stamp because that can distort your image or your words. I should have had my Pearson mat under here because when I use photopolymer, but because I had my card, there's a few layers on there, so it worked out really well. That looks good. All right, now we need to put our elements in here. All right, so our fun little elements. So it becomes its shaker card. Now, the paper has these loose Valentine's assortments. So these are all the little hearts. Remember the white, the light pink, and the darker pink. The red lips, which I don't really want to use on here, so I'd have to dig those out. And then there's these little itty bitty like envelopes, which I think are adorable, but I don't know that those really fit with this card. So we could do the hearts in here, or I think these loose shaker elements are still available, but these are kind of like a bright iridescent. So there's some purples and blues in there, and I don't know if that would work with the greens and the pinks in here. If we mixed them, it might work. And then I also have these loose gold sequins that we could mix. I don't know that I want to use all gold sequins. So what do you think? These are different sizes. There's no holes in the middle of the sequins, and there's no adhesive on them, so they would make, and they're different sizes. So those would make good elements as well. So we're going to end up dropping a bunch of those in here. So what do we think? Those are the only current ones I have. I probably have a whole bunch of old shaker elements. Let me see if there's anything else in my new box. Nope, that's it from my new stuff. All right, so which ones do you think we should do? Thank you, Fifi. Not the blue. That's kind of what I was thinking too, although I could try to pull out some of the other ones. They're shimmery, they're really pretty, but I just don't think the color works. It seemed like it would work with some of the other colors, like if we did this one. If we did this one, it would work, because those colors would all coordinate with that gorgeous grape. All right, so if we take out, we can put some gold. Let's bring this closer so I don't make a huge mess. Whoops, I missed it. We'll put a bunch of those in here. Whoop, I guess I'll make a mess anyway. Take Your Pick tool is going to come to the rescue for those, I think. All right. And then we'll cover that because I will undoubtedly bump it and I will have elements all over. Okay, so let's pull out the envelopes. We're not going to use those. I didn't realize there were two different size envelopes. There's some really little ones, and then there's some regular size ones. So we're going to mix these up. And we'll take out the lips also. I don't really want the lips in there. But these other elements I think are going to be quite fun. Okay, let's see. We're getting there. We're definitely going to need more of those, right? Ooh, and I missed one set of lips. It's a good thing that fell out of the side there. Are the ones you showed the only ones you have? I have some other ones that are not current. But for the videos, I try to use stuff that's current or upcoming rather than stuff that people can't get anymore if they wanted to recreate it with what I have. I mean, if you're going to recreate this, I would certainly say use what you've got in your stash because we all need to use our stash, right? I don't know anybody that doesn't have a stash of something. I think we might need just a little bit more pink. What do you think? The pink and the white mix? A few more? Oh, you use real sprinkles. Yeah, that's certainly an option. You can get all kinds of different colors with those. More, or do you think we've got enough? And then do I need to make this double high? Yeah, I pretty much just do Stampin' Up! Current stuff. Do you think I need to do that double high? So if I lay this here, they should move pretty good. Do you think that's enough pink? Enough pink or a little bit more? Good. All right, I'm going to put these pieces back in here. I love the little envelopes on here. I think they're just adorable. I think my granddaughter and I may use these because there's a lot in here. There's 28 grams in here. Well, not anymore, but it comes with 28 grams. So let's go ahead and take these pieces off now. And I'm going to do this piece last. Don't ask me why, it just seems to make sense in my head because that's where all the little elements are sitting right now. And usually I do really good and then I get to the very end and I bump something and they go all over the place. So I'm going to try not to be that Lori today. Well, I do, are they like the full-size envelope of the card? Because I call I've done that here. In fact, we did that recently when I did the 12 days of crafting advent calendar. So I used just a whole window envelope on there. And I call these faker shakers because they don't use any of the foam strips. They just use that envelope, but they're still fun. So I just call those faker shakers. All right, we're down to the last piece. Can Lori do this without making a mess? Woohoo, so far, so good. And we do sell, Stampin' Up! Does sell those little clear envelopes. Oh, I am going to do a little bit of my embossing buddy on here to reduce static. I don't know if you could see that. I'm just going to rub my embossing buddy over here. It would have been fine if I would have missed it, but I think it will be more fine if I have that on there. All right, we're going to press this on those foam sheets, or the foam strips all the way around. And ta-da! That is so fun. And then most of the elements will settle down behind the flowers until you shake it up. How fun is that? I think we had just the right amount of shaker elements. What do you think? I love that. Shaker cards are so fun. And then I'll put a white layer in here. I don't know if I'll use some of this as a backdrop and maybe do an arch like I did. We did a little arch over here on this one just to offset all of that the other day when we did this card. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, does this need a little baker's twine bow? What do we think? Maybe I should tie one and see what it looks like. This one, this heart, you could probably do that with just some water painters too. Oh, thank you for the hearts, ladies. I love it. And gents. We could try to recreate this with some watercolor paper. It might be worth a try. We could probably try that tomorrow if you wanted. So even if you don't have the paper, you could still do something similar if you've got the water. We've got Fluid 100 paper. Okay, you think it looks good without a bow? Oh, that's right, because I did empty out. I did empty out my one white spool. Just about. Let's see. There might be a little bit more in here. I don't usually go through baker's twine like I have this year. It's been wild. Let's get. I think the shaker card's my favorite so far too. And the fussy cut flowers on there, I think just really make it. You're not making cards, Bonnie. That's funny. I might convert you yet. We'll see. All right. Let's do that. And we could just maybe randomly put a bow at the top of the window and have some long tails on there. That's all right, Bonnie. You just keep doing what you're good at. Your 3D items are really awesome. So do we like the little bow on there or not? With the little long streamers. All right, I'll try to start early. I think I did start Christmas cards a little earlier this year. I've got a ton of Christmas cards that I've made, so we'll try. No bow. All right, Bonnie, you think no bow? Anybody else? I'm glad everybody likes this card. I think it's cute. When I saw this framing piece left over from the card we did yesterday, from this one, no, 2 days ago. When we had that leftover piece, I thought, oh, we just have to use that. All right, so we got 2 people, no bow. I'm all right with that. I'll save that bow for something else because that's the last of my white baker's twine. Awesome. Yes, this designer series paper, Donna, is so pretty. Very pretty. Have you watched the last couple of nights where I showed all the papers, all the different designs on it? Journal done, including charms and a bow. Nice. Okay, so I know at the beginning I said I wasn't going to go through the papers, but I'm going to show quick. I love this card. I think all of these were just super cute. This one's cased out of the catalog. These we kind of created together. And then this one, I had the scraps in mind, so I had some of that stuff prepped. But let's pull out of here. And this is, Donna, I've forgotten. Are you a demonstrator? So this is available for pre-order. So there's 48 sheets. You get 8 each of the 6 different designs, 2-sided, of course. Hello, Nicole. All right, so this one, there's sentiments on the front. So this is available by pre-order. Otherwise, it'll be available starting January 6th. All right. Unless you join somebody's team, and then you can order it as part of your pre-order. So this one has the same images, but without the sentiments. Okay. This is the same thing. So we use this piece here when we case that one out of the catalog. Again, this side has the words. This side does not, but it has, I think, similar tags. Okay. This one has a little glue booger on there. Let's get that off of there. There we go. You might not have been able to see that, but it was bothering me. So this has a couple of little tags, and then the framed piece and the back. Whoops. The back is the piece that we used for today. So we use the polka dotted piece here that I put longwise here, and then fussy cut those flowers. And I have this piece cut out too. I think that'll make a cute element on a card as well. Let me zoom out a little bit here. And then this piece, let me get rid of these ones. So this is the designer series paper that we used here. And I use the Everyday Arches dies. Oh, for this arch here today, I used the 3rd arch in, the 3rd biggest. And then I skipped one, and then I went into the 5th biggest. just to make it the width that I wanted, how thick it was. All right, just in case anybody wants to know. All right, back to this. When I craft Valentine's, I only crafted it in Doodlebug. I think you mentioned that yesterday, Bonnie. Oh, I'll have to go and look at Juju's replay. All right, so here's the side that we used for this one. And then here is the back side. Now this is really cute. We use that piece here and we use this here. This was the one that was cased out of the catalog. But when we did the arch for this one, because, let me flip this over, because we had that piece that we had done the arch, then we ended up with this leftover piece around the outside, and I thought, we're using that for a card, darn it. All right, so there's that one. And then we use the stripy one on here. And the back of there is like a blue kind of plaid. I haven't done anything with that yet. And then we've got the gorgeous grape with the, I think that's Flirty Flamingo Pink in there, pink, and that's what we did this card with. And the other side of that is the hearts. And the hearts, again, we used this one. Good night, Robert. Thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, yeah, send me a pic if you're talking to me. That'd be awesome. So there's that. We use that as the layer for our card. We had cut this down to 1 inch because these strips were just supposed to be like floating strips without anything in here. But I kind of didn't like how that was going to open and didn't know the purpose of leaving those edges open. So that's what we did there. So that's that paper, Donna. And I'm just hoping I will have enough of this to last me the whole mini catalog because it is super cute. Now I just need to find this piece here. All right, so Juju, I just got your text message or messages. My phone, my watch dinged twice, 3 times. That one's from you too. Okay, I've got at least 3. Awesome. Thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. And then let's see this piece. I just want to put these kind of back where they belong and put my stuff away because then it's easier for me to find pieces that I want. All right, that's all I've got, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you to the new subscribers. I appreciate it. Thank you for all of the hearts, for the thumbs up. Feel free to share this. I will, probably, I don't know when, I will take pictures of these and I'll get them on my Facebook page, which is Laura's Little Bit of Crafting. And in the comments, if you've made something similar or Bonnie, like whatever Valentine's you've made with your other things, feel free to add pictures in the comments there. Not that I'm going to promote a different company, but to get different ideas. And if you're using your stash, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Fifi. I'm glad you love the cards. Thank you, Donna. Thanks, Juju. All right, that's all I got, ladies. Thanks for hanging in there. I don't think we've got any gents left here, but good night, girls and guys. And I'll see you in 23-ish hours or so. Happy crafting. Oh, Bonnie, you didn't take any pictures, huh? Well, next time when you do your next round of Valentine's cards, you can always add them because I'm sure we'll have more Valentine's cards coming up through February. All right. Happy crafting, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, your night, wherever you're at. Stay warm, those of you that are in the Midwest, because it's super cold here. Have a good night, everybody.